All right, we are live. Perfect. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Transit Tuesday. Today, we are talking about our May service change, which goes live this Sunday, May 2nd. We're just going to be setting up, and we will be getting started in just a moment. Perfect. All right. Hello, my name is Reed Alvarado, as I just mentioned. Today is Transit Tuesday, and we're happy to be back this week to tell you everything you need to know for this weekend's upcoming service change. I know service change can be a bit of a technical term, but we'll be going over what that means and what you need to know. This presentation will be in English, but my colleague Nicholas will follow up with the same presentation in Spanish, and both our presentations will be available on our Facebook page for you to view at any time after this presentation. All right, and if you are joining us and looking for the Spanish version of this presentation, just know that it will start at 1:15. And Nicholas, I will let you do a brief introduction to repeat that information in Spanish.
Well, thank you, Reed, and it's great to have you back. I feel like you've been gone for the last few Transit Tuesdays, so welcome back to you. Para la gente que está con nosotros, este es Tránsito Martes y vamos a hablar de los cambios de servicio que comienzan el 2 de domingo y vamos a hacerlo primero en inglés y luego en español.
All right, thank you, Nicholas. So to start off with our English Transit Tuesday, let's get started by reminding everyone just how easy it is to book a travel training. These virtual sessions can be tailored to any group and are easy and fun way to learn which Sunline services work for you. So they're all specifically tailored. In the past 2 weeks, since our last Transit Tuesday Facebook Live, we've been happy to get more requests for virtual trainings. And we hope if you have any questions about today's information, you either ask in the chat below or book a travel training. It's as easy as visiting calendly.com/refueled, and you just pick a time and date that's convenient for you. There's a note section, and just tell us what organization, school, or community center you're coming from so we can make sure that your information is tailored to you, and we look forward to joining you virtually soon. All right. Now, what is a service change? A service change is a tri-annual process, so it happens 3 times a year on the first Sunday of January, May, and September. If you ride any Sunline service, you definitely would have noticed our last service change where we debuted our new refueled local fixed route network and our new microtransit service known as Sunride. This service change coming up this weekend won't nearly be as big of a change, but there are some important aspects to go over. And each service change allows us to plan and adjust changes to our network that improves our service to you, the rider. So you don't have to learn any new routes, but there are a couple of things we will be going over. All right, now my favorite part of any service change is our new rider's guide. Here at Sunline Transit Agency, we like to make sure our rider's guides are not just informative tools, but also signature pieces in and of themselves. So you'll notice this anytime you board your next Sun bus. You can also find it on sunline.org/rider's guide. This guide incorporates a design from our 2020 Student Art Contest participant, Isabel Ness. And thank you, Isabel, for your amazing design. As you can see, it features some aspects of things that any Coachella Valley resident or Greater Palm Springs resident would be super proud of. We have our aerial tram, our windmills, and the desert landscape with what looks like downtown Palm Springs, and a woman just enjoying her day in Greater Palm Springs. This does bring up the fact that our current 2021 Student Art Contest is currently live. That means you can start work on your own submission if you are in K through 12 at any Coachella Valley school. To find out more information, visit sunline.org/studentart to learn more. I know I'm giving you a lot of websites. We'll make sure to incorporate them in the comments. All right. Now, you'll notice when you open your rider's guide, and I actually have one right here, that first page is one of these. This is a little insert. Inserts are really convenient when we don't know exactly how long we will need this information for, but it is pertinent for you to know right now when you board. So you'll notice that in this first page, our level 3 insert. Please take a moment to remember that while we're still following COVID-19 protocols, we remain at level 3 service for all our local routes. And we'll show you where to find the weekend timetables in our guides in just a few slides. But the important thing to know is that local routes 1 through 9 are currently operating on a weekend schedule. All other services are operating on a weekday schedule. So that would be Sunride and our upcoming 10 Commuter Link, which starts service on July 12th, 2021. And we'll give you a couple more details about that in a moment. Okay, only 2 routes are experiencing slight adjustments in our upcoming service change to make for a more convenient ride, particularly in the eastern Coachella Valley. The first adjustment is on Route 8, which travels from North Indio and connects down into Mecca. Unless you're watching today's broadcast, you probably won't notice much of a change, as our schedules are only adjusting by about 4 minutes. However, these crucial minutes can add up, as any rider knows, and we want to make sure this extra convenience is known for those traveling along the route. If you're headed southbound on Route 8, we've slightly altered a time point to get riders to Avenue 66 and Family Clinic 4 minutes earlier. Likewise, if you're heading northbound, this means you'll arrive at 5th and Vine 4 minutes earlier. These slight changes give riders at our most popular stops more time to board and less dwelling time at less frequented stops. Please note that we have added a reminder to our schedules. You can see that circled on the top left. And that just reminds our riders that while we are at service level 3, you're going to want to use the weekend schedule. You might be asking, I'm looking at a lot of numbers. How do I know where the weekend schedule is? Well, we have slightly changed the color. So if you look at the bottom half, you'll see it's a bit of a darker gray. And that darker gray signifies the weekend schedule. You can also note on the left, it says weekend holiday, but that is a really easy way to tell. All the other aspects are still the same. We have our route number, our direction, time point for each major stop, and the major time points listed. The other adjustment is for Route 9, and this will be even a slighter change. We have just this change is even less noticeable to riders. And we have just adjusted a time point at 62nd and Buchanan. And this is once again to improve our on-time performance, as these are brand new routes, all routes 1 through 9. We have monitored our time performance, and we want to make sure that we are lining it up with when we're actually getting there, so that riders, operators, and everyone in between is where they need to be exactly at the proper time. All stops are the same. And so you can see here on the top right, if you note the gray, that is the weekend schedule. So whenever you're looking at our rider's guide or looking online, just make sure you are referencing that gray schedule until you get notice that we are no longer at level 3 service. All right, if you've been watching Transit Tuesday for the last month, you've probably heard a lot about school trippers. In fact, DSUSD just informed us today that they were going to be going back to school 4 days a week now. So school trippers are additional bus service that help alleviate crowding on certain routes throughout the Coachella Valley. And we wanted to make sure this information was crystal clear for all our riders. That is why it is now available in our rider's guides. We have instructions on how to ride and route maps for all the school tripper routes, which are now live. You can find this in our rider's guide or on sunline.org/school tripper.
And Reed, we should also let people know that even though the tripper information is in the rider's guide, the best spot is still our website at sunline.org/school tripper, because as school times might change due to COVID, that will have the most up-to-date information.
That is a great point. We also put all service adjustments and changes on our MyStop mobile app. So make sure you are using MyStop mobile, as even today, there was some slight construction work around our school trippers in Indio. And so MyStop mobile had that information so that it was readily available to anyone using that service. All right, thank you, Nicholas. The 10 commuter link is starting on July 12th, 2021. It's a Monday through Friday service. And as you can see, we have 5 stops along the route. This will start at our Indio Sunline facility, goes to CSUSB Palm Desert, Beaumont, CSUSB main campus, and finally the San Bernardino Transit Center, where you can connect to Omnitrans, Metrolink, and RTA. There is information about these transfers and the fare policies in our rider's guide, but look forward for more information as we get ready to kick off this service. All right, a really important thing to remember is that on May 2nd, this Sunday, we are resuming front door boarding. So I know since last March, you may have been familiar with backdoor boarding as we have completed the installation of barrier shields, and we are now instituting front door boarding, and we are resuming our fare collection. So you can find in our rider's guide on page 13, page 23 in Spanish, our fare tables. This has all the information, including information on fares for our newer refueled services, such as Sunride and the 10 Commuter Link, in one easy to see table. This is also available, obviously, on sunline.org/fares. We went over this in our last Transit Tuesday when we were talking specifically about college students, but please remember to carry your student ID card if you are a COD or CSUSBPD student. If you are a new student and have not received your ID, please contact your school office for student identification. Your student ID will be used as payment on Sunline buses. All right, now with the rise of contactless payment methods, we want to make sure that you have all your assets that you need to board any bus comfortably. And that is why we have worked with Sunline Transit. Sunline Transit has worked with Token Transit, a lot of transit agencies and like-minded companies, to be able to offer contactless payment methods. You can actually take a picture of the QR code on the screen to download Token Transit app, or you can follow the instructions in the next slide, but they start off with texting token to 4144 for a download link. Token Transit is an incredibly easy to use app that is now also on Move It. So if you use Move It as a way to plan your trip, you can now also use Token Transit through that app without having to have 2 apps. All right, so for Token Transit, you download the app using our QR code or by texting the word token to 4144. You'll need a credit or debit card to set up your account and purchase bus passes and/or fares. And when you are ready to ride, go to Pass Wallet and tap the pass to activate it. You might want to do this when you see your bus coming, or just as you are getting on, as you have a certain window in which to get on the bus once you've activated your ticket. Feel free to ask your bus driver when you are getting on, and they will show you or give you a little bit more info on how to properly activate your ticket. All right, as always, cash fare payments are an option. Have your exact fare ready before boarding the bus. Farebox offer one-trip day passes and transfers. And if you're using any student ID or senior ID for a discounted fare, make sure to have your ID card ready with your cash for the operator. Finally, if you are not using Token Transit for all of our passes, which are available on the app, we do have our Fare Pass outlets. They are available throughout the Coachella Valley, and you can find a full list of them on sunline.org under Pass Outlets. And that will conclude the English portion of our Transit Tuesday. As always, you can email us at marketing@sunline.org or call us at 760-343-3451. And thank you very much for tuning in. I will now kick it off to my colleague, Nicholas, who will give us Transit Tuesday in Spanish.
Well, thank you for that, Reed. One or two quick things on pass outlet locations. Just wanted to remind people to check with the location that they're going to visit, just in case it's closed due to COVID-19. And then the second one, Reed, if you can actually tell us a little bit about level 3 and what that means for school trippers. Because that's a question we get by live chat. I haven't seen it in the social media comments, but I know we get a lot of that question on our live chat. So if you can tell us how school trippers will, or if they're impacted at all by level 3 service.
That's a great question. So under level 3 service, we are operating on a Sunday schedule, which means our Route 5 is currently not running as it is a weekday service. That being said, our trippers, the 500 series that serve Palm Desert High School are still running normally. So overall, school tripper service follows the weekday schedule that it would normally fall under, and all of that info is available on sunline.org/school tripper. But yes, while our local routes 1 through 9, it can be a little bit confusing, but while our local routes 1 through 9 are under weekend service, our school trippers are not. So those fall under regular service.
Awesome. Thank you, Reed, for clarifying. I just know people always have those questions.
Makes sense.
All right, so aquí estamos para Tránsito Martes. Hoy es el 27 de abril y vamos a hablar de los cambios que vienen el 2 de mayo. Vamos a comenzar hablando si todavía tienes más preguntas o quieres más servicio. Pueden hacer una junta con nosotros por nuestro sitio de web y ahí está el domicilio del sitio de web para que puedes hacer una cita con nosotros si quieres más información de nuestros servicios, de nuestros horarios o de tarifas. So, ¿qué es unos cambios de servicio? So, hay 3 cambios de servicio al año. El primer domingo en enero, y eso es cuando muchos cambios comenzaron, las rutas 1 a 9, y luego el otro cambio viene el primer domingo de mayo, y este es que viene el 2 de mayo, y el tercero es el primer domingo de septiembre. Y ese es cuando vamos a introducir la ruta 1X. So, muchos cambios en el año de 2021. ¿Y cómo puedes saber todos los cambios? Con el guía del pasajero. Este guía de pasajero para mayo tiene el trabajo de Isabel Ness. Y ella es una estudiante en la escuela de Rancho Mirage High School. Hizo este buen artista aquí. Y es muy importante porque también la semana pasada empezamos nuestro Student Art Contest, o el contest de artistas para estudiantes aquí en el Valle de Coachella. Y para más información de eso, puedes ir a nuestro sitio de web. Ok, so ¿qué va a cambiar este domingo? Todavía vamos a estar en el nivel 3 de servicio. So, las rutas 1 a 9 están en el horario de fin de semana. El servicio de Sunride no está impactado. Y el 10 enlace de Cercenias o el 10 Commuter Link va a comenzar el 12 de julio. Lo que no va a cambiar son las rutas del School Trippers. esos no están impactados por el Nivel 3 servicio. Ok, so mucha gente tiene las guías de pasajero, pero ¿qué está en el guía de pasajero? La primera cosa que puedes ver es la dirección, hacia el norte o hacia el sur, depende de dónde estás y dónde vas a ir. Y la otra cosa muy importante es la ruta. ¿Cuál ruta estás? En la 1, 2, 3. En este ejemplo es la ruta 8. Y también puedes ver los puntos de tiempo que están allí en el arriba. Y eso es muy importante para que puedas estar dónde va a estar el bus y a qué hora va a estar allí. Punto de tiempo para cada parada está importante, pero ahorita porque estamos en el nivel 3 de servicio, todas las rutas que están ahorita están en gris, todos los horarios son de fin de semana. Y aquí, por ejemplo, es la ruta 9. Los puntos de tiempo están en el gris allí. Y muy importante que esta ruta también está en el horario de fin de semana, 7 días a la semana. Y hablamos un poquito de los school trippers. Sí hay la información en el guía de pasajeros de nuestros school trippers, pero para la información más nueva, ve a nuestra aplicación de MyStop o a nuestro sitio de web de sunline.org, porque por la pandemia estos horarios están cambiando mucho cuando las escuelas hacen cambios. Para la información más nueva, usa nuestra aplicación MyStop. Y hablamos un poquito del 10 enlace de Cercenias o el 10 Commuter Link. Este no va a empezar este domingo, pero va a comenzar el 12 de julio. Es muy importante porque muchos de los cambios siempre pasan en el día de servicio de cambio, pero este es especial, no va a comenzar hasta el 12 de julio y va a parar en San Bernardino, a la Universidad de San Bernardino, en Beaumont, o aquí en el Valle de Coachella hay dos paradas, una en la Universidad de San Bernardino, Palm Desert, y en la ciudad de Indio. La otra cosa que va a empezar otra vez, este domingo vamos a usar la puerta de adelante y es muy importante porque ya tenemos más de un año usando la puerta de atrás. Es muy importante que usamos la puerta de enfrente en el autobús cuando van a pagar su tarifa y cuando van a entrar al autobús. Y porque regresan las tarifas este domingo, para que puedan haber $1 para adultos, los jóvenes son 85 centavos y para la discapacidad es 50 centavos y si necesitan traslados es 25 centavos para nuestros autobuses. El 10 enlace de reseñas o 10 Commuter Link tiene tarifas de otro precio y aquí están esos. Y también tenemos el Sunride, todavía va a estar $2 por el boleto de Sunride. Y muy importante si son estudiantes en el Cal State San Bernardino, porque su identificación de estudiante es su pass para usar el autobús gratis. Y si eres un estudiante de College of the Desert, también nomás con el College of the Desert no te da gratis en el 10 Commuter Link. Y si no quieren usar pases, pero quieren usar sus teléfonos para pagar el autobús, aquí también pueden mandar un texto al número 41411 y de allí puedes agarrar la aplicación Token Transit para pagar su tarifa. Ahorita expliqué que mandes un texto a ese número, usa la palabra token, es token en inglés, no está en español. Y luego necesitas configurar su cuenta, necesitas una tarjeta de crédito o uno de débito para usar este servicio. Y luego cuando ya tienes cuenta con la aplicación Token Transit, luego puedes comprar y activar su boleto. Y ya hablamos un poquito que vamos a usar la puerta de adelante en el autobús. Pago está en efectivo empezando este domingo, que es el 2 de mayo. Muy importante porque ya tenemos más de un año que todos los rates en el autobús son gratis. Y si no quieres usar su teléfono o no son estudiantes, pero quieren comprar sus boletos con un pase, también tenemos salidas de pase de tarifa en todo el valle. Si estás en Cathedral City, si estás en Indio, si estás en Mecca, hay un lugar que puedes comprar sus boletos en la tienda.
Well, thank you very much, Nicholas, for that information. I did want to address a comment I saw. We put the link down below, but Tom, you asked, where can I get more information about the student art contest? As we said a bit earlier, it can be accessed on sunline.org/student art. You'll have all the info you need for anyone that is entering this year's 2021 competition.
Thank you, Reed. Yes, and I see that you put the links there for student art, but also School Tripper and our writer's guide. So if anybody does have questions, they can scroll down to our comments if they're watching this on the replay.
Yes, perfect. And I just wanted to remind everyone that you can always reach out to us at marketing@sunline.org or call us at 760-343-3451. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's Transit Tuesday. We are available if you have any questions regarding this Sunday's changes or anything else in the Sunline umbrella of services for a travel training. So make sure to visit that calendly.com/refueled link and book your travel training today. Nicholas, is there anything else you wanted to add?
Well, they should also be on the lookout for us because we will be at bus stops throughout the valley, making sure people have the most up-to-date writer's guide that starts on May 2nd. And if anybody's watching the replay and they want one mailed to them, we can do that as well. We will also be out there this weekend with information and reminding people how to utilize Token Transit, as well as if they have any questions about fares.
Thank you for all those reminders. Those are all important, and I look forward to seeing riders out there this weekend. Well, thank you very much, and have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday and wonderful rest of your week. All right. Talk to you soon, Nicholas.
Thank you.